Riley, what are you doing now?
Smoking the bees.
Why do you smoke them?
To settle them down.
And how old are you?
10.
And so that's how they come when they're shipped, Cam?
Yep, shipped them U.S. Postal Service.
And what are you doing now?
Right now I'm pulling the staple out. There's a little band on here that holds the queen in her box and just dangling in there. So we'll get the staple out so we can remove everything.
So the queen's in a separate container?
Yeah, just a little queen cage inside of here.
And what's that can you're taking out?
That's sugar water inside of here to feed the bees during transportation.
And that's
I'm going to show everyone the queen.
and this is the container that contains. Oh, and the queen is the big bee that's in there?
Yep.
Okay.
So those are queens in there?
There's only one queen and the other ones are nurses, right? Is that right, Cam? Nurses?
Yep, they have to put just a couple nurse bees in there to feed the queen and take care of her.
Okay.
How do you tell which ones are nurse bees?
You know, the bees that hatch the earliest, like right after they hatch, they become nurse bees for the first few days of their lives. So they just grab the bees that are on that frame that is hatching, and they know.
Granddad, see.
And so the white box is called what?
The white box is the super.
And that's basically the home for the bees?
That is the the home or the hive itself. And you can stack up as many supers as you want, 4, 5, 3, 2, and it's still just one hive, but that just gives them more room to grow.
And so what did you just do there with the queen container?
I pulled a cork out of the end. Now they have just a candy, a sugar candy, that's stuffed in there to keep the queen in. We'll put a small hole in it so it's started, and then the rest of the bees will clear it out and release the queen into the hive. Riley, can you grab me a stick that's a little stronger? That'll work. Thank you.
So the queen will eventually come out of that box and it'll be in the super, right?
Correct. By then, the rest of the bees have already settled down and made the place home,
Okay.
and that's why they stay. It's just the perfect little habitat for them. You give that to Mr. Isaac.
And what do we want to tell the people that are watching right now when these bees start flying?
If one comes up to anyone or it lands on you, don't swat at it. Just be calm. You want to brush it off you slowly. And when I'm slowly, just like I'm doing right here, do that, but don't swat at it to get it away. It'll upset it. And you want to dump them? Come over on this side.
And how many bees are in there approximately, Cam?
You know, you're probably somewhere around 10,000. When the hive gets full grown, mature, you'll be upwards of 30 to 60,000.
Riley, I notice you have shorts on. Do you get stung on your legs?
Sometimes.
Have you been stung yet on your leg?
No.
Grab your frames, right?
So now what are those that you're putting in?
These are the frames that they build their honeycomb on to store both eggs and honey, and pollen, and
And so it looks like it already has honeycomb on that frame. What is that?
in the base in there, or the foundation, is a plastic foundation with the honeycomb design on it, and then they spray it with wax just to get them started. Just a small layer of it, so the bees know that that's where they're supposed to be.
And so now the queen and the bees are in there, and it looks like you're just putting equal spacing between the frames.
Correct.
So now what goes on?
You've got the inner lid that goes on, and then the outer lid. The inner lid has a hole in it, so the moisture inside the hive can leak through that, and if there's any condensation, it will gather on the top lid and drip onto this and not onto the bees.
Oh, okay. That's the inner lid, and this is the top lid. And that right there is a hive.
All done?
Thanks, Cam. Who do you work for?
Colorado Bee Company.
Colorado Bee Company.
Thanks, you guys.